Hello, Leo. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so what we're doing here is we are getting started on your reading. We're going to make sure that um, me, as your decision guide, that I'm giving you the most accurate information. We're going to go ahead and get started. Your energy watching here today is actually the Page of Cups. So, as usual, Leos, you're showing up with some love in the game. And your current position is the Star card. You have a lot of hope. This is an Aquarian energy as well, but you have some hopes and some dreams and wishes that you're hoping that are going to come true. And right now, you're juggling a situation and making some decisions and got a great desire here or goal or destiny here that you are going to manifest something, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be. I mean, this is exciting already. And then here we have here where you were actually turning down something, like you were feeling a little bit like this is somebody was offering you something that you really weren't feeling. Can't wait to see what that is. And excuse me. Also, um, refusing to see some things, refusing to make some decisions in the past, and ultimately walking away in the future. You're holding something for somebody. You want to offer somebody something also, and you want to take a chance and do something different. You want to take a risk. You want to embark on something. And you also have a strong inspiration to kind of charge in. This is your energy here. This is like how you're feeling pretty much on the inside, like you just want to just charge in and dive in. So with the Fool and with that, I mean, you're ready to go. Ultimately, though, the outcome is um, you're going to have to be really careful with this. So let's see what unfolds here. I've already shuffled all of your cards. They're here. So I'll shuffle a little bit for those who like to see people shuffle online. I did a video about that, talking about people's hang-ups. Yeah, I do a little bit of both, as you can see. Sometimes I have your cards laid out and I shuffle clarifiers. Sometimes I go to sleep and wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and throw down cards and take pictures and come back, get back up, and I will lay them back out, do all kind of different things. I do whatever I'm inspired to do. I don't try to appease anyone, so to speak. So let's see here. All right. So Leo, you have hmm. So you have some hope about some situation that you're in at this point. You are juggling a few things. You're making some decisions. You're mulling some things over in your head, um, as well as in your material world, because this is the Two of Pentacles. So you're actually physically juggling finances, relationship, or relationships. Um, and you're leaning more towards one end of a decision than the other, because you're holding this end up here. Like you're holding this one end up, but you're looking at this one like you may let it go. You're like, wow, I really, really like that. But this one right here has more of a high regard. So you're really weighing and you're handling it. You're handling it. If it was in the reverse, I would be really worried. But it looks like you kind of know where you're going with this. However, this, you're considering walking away. Like that's what you're doing. That's what you're like, okay, which one of these things am I going to actually let go of, walk away from? So that's defining that. We'll use another clarifier for that after I get through with these. Um, I'm really interested to clarify what it is that you in the past that you were refusing to actually see, because that's what led to this anyway. So I'm excited to see what that's all about. Okay, so you got some information. You got some information, and now, and you rejected it. You didn't want to hear it. You didn't want to process it. And now you're having to deal with it in the present. We're going to clarify that. Okay. So you got some information in the past. You didn't want to hear it or deal with it. It was a decision that you needed to make and you refused to make it. Now you actually, it was a it was a decision that you needed to make before you actually got in the situation, before it actually materialized. This is a decision that you need to make in the head before something actually transpires. Like, this is air. So before it actually materializes in the material earth, you were supposed to be making a decision. You had the necessary information that you needed to make the decision, but you ignored it. You have to excuse me. I don't know why that's happening. And here it has actually materialized. You're actually holding your situations in your hand now, and you have to juggle them. But you're getting ready to make a decision to walk away from one of them. And you have a lot of hope in regards to which way it's going to go. Okay? Or you could be deciding between an Aquarius or something like that. I don't know. Let's see what you were refusing, what you refused. Because this is something else that you were being offered in the past and you refused it. You did a lot of refusing in the past that led you to this position. Somebody came at you with an offer, an idea, an inspiration, and you were like, yeah, no, don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want any information. I don't want any ideas. I don't want any offers. I'm just going to go ahead on and do what I said I was going to do. And Leo, you're real stubborn. I mean, you're fixed. So it looks like, you took that fixed energy and went on and did what you decided you wanted to do. There it is, showing up again here. Wow. Let's see. Okay. Clarify that again. All right. Clarify the Wheel of Fortune. Ooh. Clarify the Eight of Wands. Clarify the Six of Swords. Okay. Clarify the Strength card. Clarify the Sun. Wow. Okay. All right. That's good for now. right, so let's see here. Let's get this little story going. Right, so you got some of it. Your overall desire is to manifest something really quickly. But again, we have the judgment card in reverse. You know what, Leo, in this reading, there's some truths and things that you just don't want to see. Like you're literally still resisting whatever it was that you were resisting here. Somebody gave you the information, you didn't want it. Somebody was offering you some more tools, you didn't want it. And even your goal and desire is like, I got this, I can do this all by myself, and I want it to happen quickly, but I still don't want to know that information. It's something that you think you act like you want to know, but you don't really want to know. Okay? You need to think about what that is, because judgment shouldn't be in reverse in your overall goal and desire. And normally, I don't read reversals in the goal or desire because nobody in their right mind normally wants something negative. But if I feel like it's consistent with you being resistant to something and spirit really confirms, yeah, this person is resisting something, then yeah, I will read it if I am seeing something here. There's something that you need to know that you don't want to know. Here again, where you have your present attitude is where you have something you want to offer somebody right here. But if you remember, this was your past energy here. It's showing back up. So you want to offer them something, but at the same time, there was something that was being offered to you that you were refusing. That spirit is also trying to get you to offer someone else, and you're holding back. it's some passion in with this. It's some love, you know. It might not be what you think it should be. That's the energy that I'm getting. Like, oh, it's not what it should be. But Spirit keeps coming back saying that this is something that you need to give and receive. Somebody was trying to give it to you. Now it looks like you're trying to give it to someone, or somebody's trying to give it back to you again. So somebody or you are continuing to reject something that needs to go along with this Knight of Pentacles offer, which is something very solid, and this is something to go with it. This is something to go with it. And it's something that you were rejecting in the past, or that someone was rejecting from you, and it's showing back up. Usually when things show back up in a reading, I pay attention to it. That's why I use different decks, because I just want to see how many times are these cards going to repeat themselves. Okay, here in your influences, you have some heavy hitting influences. Honestly, you really want to take a risk. Like you are about to explode. You want to do something different. There is a rut. There is something that you've gotten yourself into that you're trying to figure out how you're going to get out of it. But I still see you trying to control information coming in from the universe. What you're going to take, what you're not going to take, what you're going to do, what you're not going to do. You're not being totally obedient. I still feel you having some control issues around the situation, Leo. But as usual, you're showing up in the reading because here's your strength card here. And it shows that you have the strength. It shows that here he got the Sun card. It's like you show up all the time in the reading. You know, I say this all the time about my Leos, and I try not to let my love and affection for Leos, to come out because I don't want people to get jealous on the channel. But I loved how aggressive you show up in your readings. Like, here I am, like it or leave it. Here you have the Hierophant card, which shows that you understand and have a very strong conviction in regards to your beliefs around the situation and your morals around the situation. You have consulted guides, whether it be, an inner guide or a trusted friend or somebody that you feel can give you some great advice around this. And you're no longer fighting. It's like at first, you felt like you needed to stand up, you needed to be very defensive. At this point, most people would read this as a card where you feel defeated, but because it comes with the rest of these, I feel that you are surrendering, except for just a few things where you're trying to resist receiving certain types of information and favors that I see being handed to you or that the universe is instructing you to hand to someone else. Okay? All right, and here you realize that it is time for you to offer something very substantial in the situation. Matter of fact, if you're in a situation where you're trying to make a decision, which you are, you feel cautious about giving your all in this situation because you really feel like there is some missing pieces in the relationship, because this does look like a relationship. It could be a job, but it looks like a relationship with the Page of Cups watching. Page of Cups hasn't come out yet. I'm waiting to see if that's going to show up. But in your future here, you're like cautious. Like, yeah, your outcome is cautious. Like, you got to be careful. You got to definitely have some foresight and really think about how you're going to take control of this situation. And you really need to be in charge, have a take charge energy in regards to it, but you just need to be very cautious. Here with you finally making a decision and moving away from this, we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, which represents loss. Okay, because Queen of Pentacles in the upright represents prosperity. In the reverse, it represents loss. And here, you have some regret about it. Like, you're sad about it, But you know that you got to walk away. You have to make this decision because you've avoided it in the future. And now it's right here. It's right here. So let's pull a little card here from my guide, the Decision Guide. And I don't know if I welcomed you to the Aligned Astro Tarot Network in the beginning. I was so excited to get into the reading. Sometimes I do an introduction. Sometimes I get right into it. I've already shuffled these cards, but I'm going to reshuffle them. I don't know why all of a sudden I got this catch in my throat. It's just getting on my nerves. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. The universe is really pushing you. But I noticed that with my fixed signs, my readings and the cards are very aggressive for you all because you all don't listen. You just don't listen. Wow. You're gonna listen today though. You're gonna listen today. Oh my God. You're gonna listen today. I promise you. Once you see what's going on down here. Whoa, 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 whoa. So here. Wow. Okay. Let's put this here. Put that there. Let's see. Let me clarify. I'm going to put this card with this. And we're getting ready to pull from the I-Ching. Ooh. Wow. Let me pull one more. Ooh. Ha. All right, let's check this out. The universe said end it. Cut it off. This is what you've been trying to avoid. You got some information, you didn't want to hear it. You're thinking about walking away. You're still trying to juggle your decisions in your head. You're still trying to have hope and thinking you can kind of do it your way and hoping that your wish comes true, but it can't come true because you're still hanging on. Still hanging on. You end up walking away anyway. That's the future right there. That's your future influence right there. And it's gonna hang over your head until you actually make the decision. You're gonna have some regret and you're gonna have some loss. It's okay. It's all a part of life. Okay. And you know, you're hoping that even when you walk away, that you hope that there's a reunion. Like you hope you can get it back. Like you're thinking, if I walk away, maybe I can come pick it back up later. Actually, that's kind of that energy. Like, well, I'm reading it. See, if I was just reading it like this, it would be like a reunion, just a reunion kind of thing. I mean, like, oh, I hope I, can see somebody again. But since it's clarifying that, it's like you're like, I know I need to walk away, but maybe if I walk away, things will change and I can get it back. And this is some past life energy here. And I'm reading this as some karma that's being worked out. Also, the question is, after you end it, what new beginnings are waiting for you? And really, the way that I'm reading this, This card came back up. It's really telling you to walk away. This is the Six of Swords coming and showing up again in your future energy. This is your future energy where you know you need to walk away. This is the clarifier of what new beginnings are waiting for me. And it's saying you're not going to know until you walk away. However, I'll give you a hint. We got the Six of Pentacles in the upright position. And what it means is that this is the card of generosity. I mean, it's showing that you are going to have way more to give someone else if you walk away from this relationship. Now, use your own common sense, but the cards are saying what they're saying, and that's what I'm reading. If you don't want to leave, don't leave. You do what you want to do. If you want to drag it out, drag it out. Drag it out. You have until between now and August to get yourself together. This is just a time frame. It can conclude next week. It can conclude in September of next year. But this is a guidepost for you to just kind of look at and say, okay, between now and August, if you are an August Leo, heck, it might be a birthday present for you to make a decision and make your life a little bit easier, you know. So that's that. Also, the card that you got is conflict. Stop arguing. You simply can't proceed at the moment. There's too much stacked against you. Things will improve if you take advice. A message. Judgment. Let's take that in the upright position so that truths can resurrect and be revealed. All right. It says you could always try a different approach to avoid conflict. So think about how you want to manifest this, right? That you want to manifest this, you want to manifest it, but there's something you're resisting. So what I suggest is that you ask the universe, what is it, that truths that I am resisting, that I don't want to come up out of the grave, that's going to give me the information, the knowledge, the courage, the whatever you need in order to make the decision that you need to make and have peace with it, and then go from there and try a different way in order to avoid conflict, if that's what you want to do. Also, humility. By being tolerant, you may find that the help you need, you may find the help you need. Displaying humility isn't about a loss of faith, merely a loss of your own ego, Leo. Do all things in moderation and maintain equilibrium and harmony. Now, this is what I'm thinking. Somebody's trying to offer you some help and you keep refusing. Somebody's trying to tell you something and you keep not listening. So you already see the message here is to, humble yourself. Humble yourself. Because here, this is actually you. And I think that this is what you want to be able to give. This is the card of generosity that says, what new things will open up for me if you end this and if you walk away. And actually, this is you going to be able to, give your innermost desires, which is the Ace of Pentacles. And you know that it's time for you to be able to finally offer somebody something, but you can't offer anybody anything because you keep giving whatever it is that you have in the wrong place, and it keeps getting rejected, or you keep rejecting. And it looks like the energy that you have just keeps getting stagnated because of this push and pull energy, where when you have an opening, you resist it, And then when the other person has an opening and you come in and try to offer them something, they resist it and reject it. And nobody ever really gets anywhere. So once you actually make the decision to go on and walk away, everything's going to open up for you. Okay? All right? Okay, Leo, I think those are all the cards. I gave you your complete reading, and I will see you. Your January 2019 readings are open and posted now, so you can enjoy those as well. I was hoping that your cups was going to come out, but it didn't. It didn't. So that's fine. It's just always exciting, like, to see where your energy is going to show up, like, in the reading. But because you showed out so bad in this one with the Strength card and the Sun card, I mean, hey, can't ask for much more than that. Bye, Leo. Love you. Bye.